Hello everyone, welcome to this series on literary theory, and in this video we are going to discuss the methodology of lesbian and gay criticism. Establishing a canon of classic lesbian gay writers. The concept of literary canon refers to a body of work considered essential and representative within a particular cultural or literary tradition. In the context of lesbian and gay literature, establishing a canon involves identifying and recognizing writers whose works have significantly contributed to the representation and exploration of lesbian and gay identities. In Britain, the canon of classic lesbian writers includes notable figures such as Virginia Woolf, Vita Sackville-West, Dorothy Richardson, Rosamund Lehman, and Radcliffe Hall. These 20th century writers have created a distinct tradition within British literature, addressing themes of same-sex love, identity, and societal constraints. Woolf's Orlando, for instance, explores gender fluidity and the complexities of identity, while Hall's The Well of Loneliness is a pioneering work that openly discusses lesbian love and struggles associated with it. By establishing a canon of classic lesbian and gay writers, literary scholars can highlight the importance of these works within the broader context of literary history. This canon serves not only to preserve and celebrate the contributions of these writers, but also to provide a foundation for further exploration and study of lesbian and gay literature. Identifying lesbian or gay episodes in mainstream literature. Mainstream literature often contains episodes or relationships that, upon closer examination, reveal lesbian or gay subtexts. Identifying these episodes and discussing them in the context of same-sex relationships is crucial for a more accurate interpretation of literary works. For example, the relationship between Jane and Helen in Charlotte Bronte's Jane Eyre can be interpreted as a significant lesbian episode. Rather than viewing their bond as merely a symbol of two aspects of the same character, as some critics suggest, this relationship can be seen as a representation of same-sex love and affection within a restrictive social environment. Such interpretations allow readers to explore the nuances of same-sex relationships in literature that may have been overlooked or misrepresented in traditional literary criticism. By acknowledging and analyzing these episodes, scholars can challenge heteronormative readings of literature and provide a more inclusive understanding of literary history. This approach also opens up new avenues for interpreting well-known texts, revealing the diversity of human experience depicted in literature. The metaphorical sense of lesbian-gay as boundary crossing. Beyond identifying specific lesbian or gay episodes in literature, the concept of lesbian-gay can be extended metaphorically to encompass moments of boundary crossing or category blurring. These liminal moments in literature reflect the experience of self-identification as lesbian or gay, which often involves a conscious resistance to societal norms and boundaries. For instance, the act of crossing gender boundaries, as seen in Virginia Woolf's Orlando, can be interpreted as a metaphor for experience of identifying as lesbian or gay. The characters' transformation from male to female and their exploration of both male and female experiences can be seen as a reflection of the fluidity and complexity of sexual and gender identities. This metaphorical approach allows for a broader interpretation of literature where moments of transgression, ambiguity, or resistance are seen as inherently lesbian or gay. It encourages readers to consider how these themes are woven into the fabric of literary works even when they are not explicitly addressed. Exposing homophobia in mainstream literature and criticism. Mainstream literature and criticism have historically been marked by homophobia, either by ignoring or actively denigrating the homosexual aspects of literary works. This bias is evident in the way certain works and authors have been discussed or omitted from literary discourse. For example, the homosexual aspects of W. H. Auden's poetry have often been glossed over in literary criticism. Despite the presence of overtly homosexual love lyrics in his work, these elements are frequently omitted from discussions or selections, thereby erasing a significant aspect of Auden's identity and literary contribution. Mark Lilly's critique highlights the need to expose and challenge such homophobia within literary criticism. By addressing and rectifying these omissions, scholars can work towards a more honest and inclusive understanding of literary history. This involves not only recognizing the contributions of lesbian and gay writers, but also confronting the biases that have shaped literary interpretation and canon formation. Foregrounding homosexual aspects of mainstream literature. In addition to exposing homophobia, it is important to foreground the homosexual aspects of mainstream literature that have previously been overlooked or minimized. Doing so allows for a richer and more nuanced understanding of these works. A notable example is the homoerotic tenderness found in much of the poetry from the First World War. Poets like Wilfred Owen and Siegfried Session work about the deep emotional bonds formed between soldiers, which often carried a strong undercurrent of homoeroticism. By foregrounding these aspects, literary scholars can provide a more comprehensive interpretation of war poetry, acknowledging the complexity of the emotions and relationships depicted. This approach challenges the traditional, often sanitized interpretations of literature and opens up space for more diverse readings that reflect the full range of human experiences, including those of lesbian and gay individuals. Highlighting neglected literary genres influencing gender ideals. Certain literary genres that have been historically neglected played a significant role in shaping ideals of masculinity and femininity. For instance, 19th century adventure stories set within the British Empire, such as those by Rudyard Kipling and Rider Haggard, significantly influenced perceptions of gender roles and identities. In Empire Boys, Joseph Bristow discusses how these adventure stories contributed to the construction of masculine ideals within the context of empire and colonialism. By highlighting these genres, scholars can explore how literature has historically reinforced or challenged gender norms and how these norms intersect with issues of sexual identity. Bringing attention to these neglected genres is crucial for understanding the broader cultural and social influences on literature. It also allows for a more comprehensive analysis of how literary works have shaped and reflected societal attitudes towards gender and sexuality. Conclusion: the exploration of lesbian and gay literature involves more than just identifying writers and works within this tradition. It requires a critical examination of mainstream literature, recognizing and interpreting lesbian and gay episodes, and challenging the biases that have shaped literary history. By establishing a canon of classic lesbian and gay writers, identifying same sex episodes in mainstream literature, extending the metaphorical sense of lesbian or gay, exposing homophobia, foregrounding overlooked aspects of literature, and highlighting neglected genres, scholars can work towards a more inclusive and accurate understanding of literary history. This approach not only enriches our interpretation of literature but also ensures that the diverse experiences of lesbian and gay individuals are acknowledged and valued within the literary canon. So this was the discussion on the methodology of lesbian and gay critics. We will meet in the next video and discuss some other topic. Until then, goodbye and thank you.